What's up, everybody? N9XC here, Chris. The other night, I built a chalk box antenna, a random wire antenna, and I was going to try to get 71 foot of 23 gauge wire, but that didn't work out. I was able to get 32 foot. So that's my plans on that. This is an LDG 9-to-1, and that's what I was going to use with this this chalk box antenna, but I ain't using that. I am going to build my own. I have a T200-2 mix, and what I'm going to do is something different. Everybody's fighting and having a hard time keeping their wires straight and in sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use trailer wire. That's what this is. It is 4 bonded wire, 25 foot of 16/18 gauge wire for vehicles and trailers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to strip one of these wires off. And it's probably going to be the white one. And I'm going to use brown, yellow, and green. And that is how I'm going to wrap this T200-2. And I got a box to put it in. I just had to do some drilling and get it ready. But right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build this T200-2 out of this trailer wire. I think it'll work. I can't guarantee it, but I do believe it's going to work. And I won't have to fight trying to keep the wires in sequence and in order, and keep them from crossing over. Because that's the big thing that I see on videos. They have a hard time keeping them from crossing each other. So, okay, guys, I'm back. What I did here is I cut 28 inches, and I think that ought to be enough to wrap this with. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white off and leave the brown, yellow, and green on there. And it's all stuck together, so I think it'll help me to keep it all in order. So I'm no professional at this by no means. I'm just learning, and I figured y'all might want to ride along to see how it comes out. Watch me fail at it. But anyway, I believe it'll work. Let me go ahead and split these right here so they'll already be split. Man, that's some tough wire. Okay. All right. I'm going to come up under the bottom here, and this is going to be my number 1 route. And I'm going to go ahead and put a wire tie on it. Keep it in place. And this 9-to-1, the reason why I'm building it is because that end-fed halfway wire, that 32 foot, is 450 ohms, I believe is what I read. So what I want to do is I'm to make my radio see a 50-50 match. And that's what I'm going to try to do. All right. I've got 3 rounds in it already. I actually should have probably went around this way. Let me do that. I'll get it right sooner or later. Yeah, this right here will what I want. That way I can come around and do it. But what I got here is a 9-to-1, and I'm going to wrap it just like that right there. You know, the wire color is not going to be the same, but the way I'm going to hook it all together is going to be just like what is on this paper. And I do believe it'll work. And we're going to try it. As soon as I get it built, I'm going to get out there and throw that antenna up in a tree. And we're going to try it out. I believe it'll work. Okay, how many turns we got? We got to have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to waste, what is that, about 6 inches, 8 inches? That's all right. We got plenty of wire, so it don't matter. All right, let me get a tie strap on here, wire tie, so it'll hold it in place. I got right there. And I'm going to cut this in just a little bit long until I can figure out what I'm going to do here. All right, take 5. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to get my soldering iron on and get my soldering awls, everything in order here to use. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin these wires and everything to make it a whole lot easier to work with. So let me clean my tip here. And first, let me get my pliers off my cord. And it shouldn't take me but a minute to... All right. They say to do it from the bottom, but I tell you what, I have better luck doing it from the top. And see, look at that. It just runs right on it from the top. All right, let me move that out of the way and turn these around where I can look at them. All right. I'll have this thing built shortly. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Man. Put a little more solder on there. Look at that. Wait. I tell you what. I'm a new ham radio operator. I am an extra. But I've only been doing it just a little over a year. And I tell you, when I first started doing it, golly, I couldn't solder to save my life. I tell you. I was a heating and air man, technician, and now I could solder refrigeration line like it ain't nothing. But it was a different world trying to solder on wires, stuff like that. It's a new trade you have to learn to do. But anyway, we got it figured out, I think. But clean that tip in there. Now what I'm gonna do, I went ahead and put the wires together. Oh, I missed one right there. Let me get that cleaned there. I went ahead and split the wire and just wrapped that one wire around it right here. And see what I can probably do is I could probably go put a little heat shrink on it. Let me clean my tip again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crimp this one on here, and then I may put a little solder on it. But there's a certain way to use these, and where the split is needs to go in that bolt end down here on the bottom. That folds it over while the other side crimps it. Just like it right there. Perfect. Now that's going to be my radiated element wire right there. And she's done for. So this side, what I got, if I can find it, I had a piece of white wire here somewhere. But that's fine. If I can't find it, I'll get another piece. Oh, I know where it's at. Duh, it's right here in front of me. All right. I'm going to put this one in this terminal with this other wire. If I can get them both in there. It's easier said than done, and it ain't gonna work. I tell you what I can do though. You put them together, twist them together, see if that works. Nope. Probably not. All right, I know what I need to do. I'm gonna heat them up and melt them together. I tell you, they need to be together and soldered together. So, see if I can get them where I can. Tell you what I may have to do. I'm going to straighten it back out. I may have to route that one around that one. And then put that terminal on there. Like that right there, and then solder it. That's what I'm going to do. If it don't work, I'll do something different. Let me shoot some solder on it and see if we can get this to stick together. And it is. You see it? All I had to do is touch it more than it just ran. You get a bunch right there. And then I can trim it. Boy, I tell you what, she done got hot. Looks good to me. All right. Now that takes care of my ground on my shield of my coax. Put this out, get that hot dude out of the way. Move my pliers, get that solder out of the way. Move that out of the way. And I got one more here, and this one's going to go here. And this one is going to go to the shield of the coax. I'm actually going to run it to the ground part of the coax. Oh. I think that'll work right there. And no solder on it didn't work like I thought I put some on there. I guess I didn't. Man, I get hot. Boy, I'm getting better. All right, guys, I'm back. I went ahead and put the heat shrink on there and put these terminals on there. I didn't want to bore you with all that stuff, but she's built. Now all I got to do is work on the box. And that's going to be another video. I'm hungry. So I'm fixing to head in the house. And I am going to get me something to eat. and tomorrow I will work on the box, and we'll get it. Even if I had to go out here in the yard and throw this up in a tree, I think it's gonna work. I don't know why the insulation. I don't remember doing that, but I guess I'm gonna have to cut that off and put another crimp on it. But I'll just wait and do that tomorrow. But anyway, I think it's gonna work. And then I can just put that right there. It's gonna be big and bulky, I guess, to be putting in a bag. But you know, I drive my camp spot and I put my stuff up right there. I don't have, or in my boat. I normally throw a lot of stuff in my boat, head to the island. And that's probably where I might go test this, because I got a camping trip coming up in 2 weeks, and I got to get my stuff in order. But anyway, guys, man, I tell you what, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and watching it. And I'm sorry, I'm learning, and I'm trying to figure it out as I go. But it looks good. I think it's going to work. And that trailer wire was a good idea. I mean, I didn't have to try to keep it all together like that. Boom, and it's there. I mean, it's just there. The radiated element, this one here goes to the center conductor. This here goes to the shield, and this here goes to the radials. So, I mean, that is just the simplest thing. Well, all right, guys, I got to go eat. Thanks for watching. N9XC 73, guys.